you can say that you want more of joy, happiness, peace, loving relationships, success, career growth, business growth, abundance, opportunity, adventure, right? We're very natural human beings to say we want more of any of those things or all of those things, because that is our creative, inbuilt, inherent, expansive impulse. As divine beings and expressions of the universe, we are a microcosm of the greater cosmos, which is expansive and creative. And so, of course, we have that impulse in us. What's really interesting is not what do you want. What's more interesting, and what I feel is like the holy grail of unlocking more of what you want, is actually your range of capacity to handle, absorb, and consciously steward what you want. Because we often say, and have seen this in myself in the past and in a lot of clients, and I've been doing this for over 10 years, that it's very easy to figure out some foundations around what you want. And it's actually really easy to figure out a basic action plan towards what you want. That's not rocket science, because we're all on the planet together. There's a lot of intelligence. There's a lot of pathways. There's a lot of different ways to cut the cloth, so to speak, to identify what you want and to take action toward it. But as human beings, we have what I call a range of capacity, which is our comfort level with what we are capable of handling at any given moment, psychologically, emotionally, and energetically. And subconsciously, unconsciously, consciously, at all levels, we will typically stay within our range of capacity unless we have chosen deliberately to learn how to expand our range of capacity. And here's what I mean. You currently, whether you realize it or not, have a range of capacity for what you are comfortable with dealing with, for the amount of uncertainty you are willing to or capable of handling, the amount of risk, the amount of unknown, the amount of challenges, but also you have a range of capacity for what you are comfortable having in terms of blessings, love, joy, abundance, gifts, opportunities, money, well-being, vitality, freedom, time. And when you get beyond your range of capacity, it starts to feel uncomfortable, even with good things. So if you get more than you are used to absorbing, handling, and stewarding in terms of great things in your life, it starts to feel uneasy. And it doesn't make logical sense that we would reject it and shrink back to have less of good things, but that is exactly what happens. Because we have this known range in which we feel comfortable operating for various reasons. So we'll talk about some elements within this range of capacity. You're listening to Practical Spirituality with B, the podcast with spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic. I'm Bernadette Logue. You can call me B, and I'm excited to share this episode with you. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to talk about expanding your range of capacity to allow more of anything you want into your life, to not only allow it in, to be able to absorb it into your being, into your energy, into your space, and into your life practically. And not just that, but to expand your range of capacity, to handle it logistically, and moreover, to be a conscious and good steward of whatever blessings you receive in your life, okay? So that you feel confident that you can handle what it is that you want. So we're going to use an analogy for this range of capacity, and it's this. I want you to think about a ceiling, like the ceiling inside a room, okay? So you're in your life and above you is a ceiling. The ceiling is not real, but the ceiling is created by you. So at any time you can lower the ceiling, you can lift the ceiling, raise it higher, or you can obliterate and remove the ceiling completely if you want to. But quite often we walk around in life and we don't realize that we have created a ceiling, and it is difficult for more blessings, goodness, abundance, love, connection, opportunity, possibility, whatever, to practically enter our life because we've blocked it off because we have a ceiling. And that ceiling dictates or is reflective of our range of capacity. Here is what I'm willing to handle. This is how much I am willing to give myself room to move. So if you've got a really low ceiling, a low range of capacity, there's not much room to move. Not much can come in because there's just not space. If you have a really high ceiling, a high range of capacity, there's a lot more room inside your room, so to speak, for you to move and breathe and play and create, and a lot more space for things to come in. So what's really interesting is that when you get new things coming into your life that you're not familiar with, and including really amazing, beautiful things, you can quickly get to the edge of your range of capacity and it's maxed out. Like you don't have the practical, logistical skills in daily life to handle the logistics, to manage the energy, to steward the blessings in your life. It's just outside your known capability. It does not mean in any way that you're not capable, that you can't expand your capacity. It's just you haven't yet done it. You haven't yet breathed into it and created the capability within yourself. You have to do it practically. You have to learn how to become more capable of handling more. So as more comes in, the point is, rather than getting uncomfortable and shrinking, you feel uncomfortable and you practice absorbing, handling, managing, and stewarding what is incoming. More social connections, more friends, more opportunities, more career advancement, more exposure to new things, new places, new people, right? You just think about it in your work, your career, your vocation. When you're given something greater, it's uneasy often, and you have to learn how to expand your capacity to handle more responsibility, more accountability, more logistics, more details, more people. Sometimes it might involve more risk. And are we going to shrink back inside our existing range of capacity, or are we going to be like a balloon and we're going to breathe out and expand our range of capacity? So we are lifting the ceiling and making more space to handle what we are actually inherently capable of. So I'm going to run through 6 or 7 things that are important for you to welcome more of what you want, okay? And these are things that will just, if you've started to embody and practice these now, would help you practically to expand your range of capacity. So the first one is really obvious. What are you willing to allow into your life? And don't give me the answer that you think your coach wants to hear and the right thing to say. I want you to sit with yourself and be really, really brutally honest with yourself. What are you really actually willing to allow into your life when you think of wanting more? So if you say, I want a loving relationship, are you really willing to allow it into your life? Sharing your time with someone, experiencing vulnerability and intimacy. Really get clear, if the thing I wanted showed up, am I willing to allow it in? Okay, I'm going to get a job advancement, a career promotion, an expansion of my business. Okay, great. That's what you want more of. What is your range of capacity? Are you really willing to allow it in if it shows up and say yes and step into it, knowing that you may not have the yet practiced skills to handle it? Because when you advance, when you're promoted, when you get new opportunities, when you're doing different things, you become a beginner. You have to learn how to step up a level. Okay, it's like leveling up in a video game. You level up and you've mastered one level, and now you're leveling up, and now you don't know what's going on. And you have to become adept at expanding your range of capacity to handle being a beginner, being new at something, not knowing, practicing your new skills, practicing your capability, to handle psychologically, emotionally, energetically in your body, in your nervous system, in your time management and your priorities, how to allow in, absorb, and steward more of what you want in your life. Okay, so I want you to think about life as like a gift giver. It's going to gift you things that you want, and are you going to be a good receiver of it? Are you going to thank life for giving it to you, and then are you going to be a conscious leader and a good steward of what you have been given and blessed with, whether it's a job, a loving relationship, some new friends, more time to do things you want, greater health and vitality? Or are you going to shrink? Are you going to run habits and destroy what you've been given? Are you going to run away and hide from it? Are you going to receive it but not be ready for it with skills, or not be prepared to calmly practice how to be with what you've received, and then become frenetic or stressed out about it, right? And there's no judgment on any of these things. This is just what we do sometimes, when we just think, oh, I just ask for what I want, I get it, and then everything's good. Well, there is actually a thing called up-leveling and expanding your range of capacity to handle more and more and more and more good things in your life. And when you consciously choose to do it, it's really beautiful, and you start to realize it's okay for me to feel uncomfortable receiving more because I'm not used to it, because I've got what I've got, whatever that is, and I want more. And as it comes in, I have to be intentional to watch my emotional response, watch my behavior, and I have to change my mindset, my emotional state, my nervous system, and my practical way that I handle daily life in order to handle what I'm receiving. So, for example, if you're used to handling like only one friend at a time, or maybe only 4 hours of work a day, or maybe only having the health and vitality to do a small number of things, and all of a sudden you get blessed with a whole lot of amazing new friends, and all of a sudden a lot more energy and a lot more time and capacity, and these amazing things are unfolding. Are you ready for what that means for your life? And how are you going to use your time? How are you going to handle your energy? How are you going to steward your resources so that you can do really well with what you're given, so that you can keep balance, keep boundaries, keep your sanity, and take good care of yourself as you navigate receiving a lot? Okay, if that makes sense. So that's the first thing, is when you want to welcome more of what you want and you're expanding your range of capacity, is the obvious thing is, what are you willing to allow in? The second thing is, these are really foundational before we get into some extra gold nuggets. But the second foundational thing is, get really clear about how worthy and deserving you feel to receive what you want. Because the ceiling that you have, the range of capacity you have, is usually set around what you think you're worth and what you think you deserve. And so you will receive a match for what you feel you are worthy and deserving of. And that will be the ceiling. That will be your range of capacity. And if life tried to give you more than what you believe at a deep level, often subconsciously, unconsciously, what you believe your worth and what you deserve, the absolute natural human reaction is it will make you uncomfortable to receive those blessings. And it's easy to then sabotage, to avoid, to run away, to hide, or not to consciously steward and absorb what you've been given because it feels uncomfortable, because some part of you is like, this is not right. Because I am a person who only deserves this, and I'm only worth this, and somehow I've ended up with something different, and it's greater, and I don't know what to do about this. And it's not happening as a conscious conversation, but you can make it conscious. And the second you bring it out of the shadows and shine your light on it, that is part of expanding your range of capacity. And you can do things like, well, I'm noticing some shadows about my worth and deservedness about this, but I wonder if that's not true. And I wonder if actually I am worthy and deserving of much more. And I'm noticing that I'm getting blessings coming into my life, and I am ready to expand my sense of worthy and deservedness and how I feel about these things. And you practice mind mastery, you practice emotional alignment, emotional coherence by using, really simple techniques you can use for your mind mastery, calming your nervous system, expanding this range of capacity. The third foundation for expanding your range of capacity is this. Your range of capacity is what you deem to be safe. So your ceiling is set to keep you safe, like a little cave that you live in, or a big cave that you live in. And it's very natural because as human beings, we're wired primitively to want to be safe. And so we stay in a zone logistically, psychologically, emotionally, geographically, financially, relationally with other people, in every way. We stay in a range of capacity that makes us feel safe. Okay, and you could call that your comfort zone as well to a degree. So you will stay unconsciously in your range of capacity because of that desire to feel safe. So when you want more in your life of anything that is beautiful and good and blessing upon you, then you have to expand your range of capacity to feel safe, to allow it in, to receive it, to handle it logistically, to know how to manage that in your life practically, how you would be, who you would be, what you would do with it, in order for you to feel okay to handle it. Because if we just dumped a whole lot of amazing blessings on you and you were like, I don't know how to even wake up in the morning and manage all of that, then it doesn't feel safe. And so we actually run away from what we want. And it's this really weird thing. We say one thing, but we behave the direct opposite. Okay? And it's not that weird because it totally actually makes sense when you understand how you function as a human being. But you have the lower self, the small self, the conditioned mind, the emotions that you're carrying, you have your physical body and your nervous system, and that is all running a pattern. That is your current range of capacity. But there is another part of you. It is your soul, your higher self, your consciousness, and it is infinite, it is limitless, and it is extremely powerful, and it is a range of capacity that has no bounds. And so you can use that part of yourself to help your small self expand and expand and expand, to allow more in, to be worthy and deserving of more, to feel safe to have it, and to know that you can capably manage it. Okay? No matter whether it's in your career, business, money, whether it's in your health, vitality, whether it's in love, relationships, intimacy, social connection, adventure, lifestyle, it doesn't matter what area it is. It is about expanding you to know that you can not just have more. Most people have a sense they can have more and even a belief. It's not that. It's your range of psychological, emotional, and nervous system capacity to be comfortable with having more and knowing you can deal with it capably. Okay? So those foundational things, allowing it in, worthy, deserving, and safety. But then we go into, what do I practically do? Like, how do I prioritize and handle my time when I have more? How do I deal with more people? How do I deal with more the complexities and logistics and accountability and responsibility of having a bigger life, more career, higher position, more clients? How do I handle a more expansive life if I'm doing more activities and adventures and I'm, being out there in the world more, whatever it is for you, more travel, whatever it is? All of these things just flat out, without mollycoddling around it. They involve more complexity because you're expanding and having more and doing more. And so there's more moving parts. And, I know there's been times in my life where I have avoided my expansion because there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to deal with more responsibility. I don't want to deal with more moving parts. I don't want things to be complex. And I fell into the trap of thinking that to have more makes life more difficult or complicated. And that is not the case. It does involve more moving parts. It does involve making more responsible decisions and being responsible for more and being a better steward and a conscious leader of your life. But the thing is the more blessings you have, the more capacity you have for managing any complexity and moving parts. So if you want a bigger job, you have to remember that the universe brings it packaged with everything you need to handle the bigger job. If you want more resources, the universe brings you more resources, and with it comes the capacity to learn how to handle that, to have mentors, to have the ability and the time to be able to do what you need to do to expand your range of capacity for it. If you want more loving, intimate relationships and social connections, it will come packaged with what you need to learn how to handle those relationships. The universe is like a magical, wondrous place. It will give you what you want, and it will give you the lessons that you need to learn how to outgrow your old habits, to let go of what no longer serves you, and it will put in your path the people and the information and the resourcing to help you expand your range of capacity. So as I think about this journey and portal that I'm in, and I'm expanding my range of capacity right now in multiple areas, I've noticed as I have said yes to the extra blessings and more, and have chosen to consciously and intentionally expand my range of capacity for my leadership and my work and my life and in all areas, the most incredible, interesting information and people are showing up on my path that are helping me understand the how, practically, of what is going on in psychology, emotion, and nervous system that I need to do or be aware of in order to expand this range of capacity. And the same will happen for you. You will not receive blessings and be left to flounder, not knowing how to handle it. So there's a great deal on this spiritual path of having faith that if you allow in what you want, and you are willing to open your heart that you are worthy and deserving of it, and you are willing to have some trust that it is safe for you to receive it, that you also remember that everything comes packaged with what you need, including the life lessons you need, the learning you need to expand yourself, the mentors, the opportunities, the things that will help you have more and capably handle it and steward it. So just practically speaking, also, when we talk about having more, quite a few people don't like the idea of responsibility. So there's a thing, I don't want to do adulting anymore. It's gotten quite hard. Can I just get off the ride of being an adult? I don't want more responsibility. But the thing is, more responsibility doesn't have to mean working harder and being stressed. More responsibility is just having smart systems and a smart modus operandi for how you do life. So, for example, tactically speaking, if you want to expand your range of capacity for more social connections, then tactically get good boundaries so that you don't exhaust your energy. If you want to welcome in a higher career position, and I've met quite a few people that want to advance in their career or their business, but they've actually experienced burnout in the past or serious health conditions because of the way they did the work in the past. And it's a really important thing to realize that you need to expand your range of capacity to understand that those things don't happen because of the situation. They happen because of the way we let ourselves interact with the situation. And so there's a great deal of relief and personal power and sovereignty rises in you when you realize you can have more and you can handle more and you can expand your range of capacity in any area of your life, for example, your career, business, or vocation, by putting in place tactics, boundaries, rules that you make with yourself and rules and agreements you make with other people and tangible systems and support structures that ensure that you can love what you have and it won't own you and it won't run you and it won't run you into the ground and it won't put you at risk of the things you fear, which is things like burnout, overwhelm, not being able to cope, not having any time to yourself. Often people associate having more with losing something else. Like if I have more opportunity or more growth in my career, I'm going to have less time with my family. That's a very duality attitude. And it's very natural to understand why that happens, because a lot of people experience that, not because it has to be that way, but because we let it be that way because we didn't realize it could be another way. Okay? So it's the idea, I can have this and I can have that. I can have an expanded range of capacity for more social connection, and I can have plenty of time by myself. I can have expanded range of capacity for loving, intimate relationship, and I can also have safety and a sense of comfort and not feel vulnerable and exposed. I can have, what's another example? I can have all the opportunities and exciting adventures I want, and I can also have plenty of time and solitude for processing and time out and regrouping and regathering myself. Okay? I can have adventures and travel the world, and I can also have security and comfort and a home base. I can have, the health, vitality, and fitness I want, and I can also have juicy, delicious, everything that I love about life and food and awesome things. I don't have to have one or the other. I can have both. I don't have to choose one thing and deprive myself or suffer consequences because of my choice. We have to get out of that kind of black and white, polarized thinking, particularly when we're talking about expanding our range of capacity to bring in more and handle more and steward more. So when you think about where you're at right now, I'm going to leave you with just some practical questions that you can use and you can answer for yourself. What is it that you want more of in your life? List it down. Do you feel currently capable of handling that, of handling more? If not, why not? Do you feel currently capable of absorbing more into your life? If not, why not? Do you feel capable of stewarding more if you receive more? If not, why not? Are you willing to allow more into your life? Be very honest with yourself. If not, why not? Do you feel worthy and deserving of having the more whatever you want? If not, why not? Do you feel safe to receive the more that you want? If not, why not? Do you believe if you woke up every morning and you had all the things that you really want, that you know logistically how to handle yourself, your time, your resources, and all of the things, be it people, opportunities, or new things you're doing? Do you feel logistically capable of handling that on a daily basis, using it, doing it, allocating it, leading it, managing it, coordinating it? If not, why not? Do you feel ready to be responsible for having more, whatever? Do you feel you are ready to be responsible for being a friend to more people? Do you feel that you're ready to be responsible for being a good, loving partner in a relationship? Do you feel you're ready to be responsible for your health and wellness, your energy, your fitness, your vitality? Do you feel that you're ready to be responsible for a bigger career position if you get a promotion? Do you feel that you're ready to be responsible for receiving more resources, whether it's time, money, or any other form of abundance? And if not to any of these, if not, why not? We're just bringing the shadow into the light. Okay, as soon as you shine a light on a shadow within that is keeping your range of capacity stuck, then you can do something about it. So now is the more important question is, if I have a knot and you're like, no, I don't feel ready to expand my range. Well, I don't feel like I'm ready for any of those things in any of those areas. And my range of capacity feels stuck and I need to expand it in order to handle more, absorb more, and steward more. Then the question is this: what do I think or sense or feel would help me to expand my range of capacity? And then listen to your immediate gut instinct. You might say, I need to practically actually start to do things differently in the way I am interacting socially, or in the way I'm putting myself out there for a loving relationship, or I need to actually get in the game and go for the promotion, because the being in action will force me to practically practice expanding my range of capacity. And that's what I need. You might realize that that's what you need. Or your intuition might say, I need to sort out my mindset, because my mindset is like stuck in a tiny room with a really low ceiling and it sucks. And my range of capacity is so stagnant and small and I don't want to do it anymore. It feels like I can't breathe. There's no oxygen in this room because the ceiling is way too low, right? And so therefore you will focus on your mindset. Your intuition might say, my nervous system is frayed and I feel anxious all the time and I feel stressed, and literally my body cannot handle anymore. My body is saying this is it as far as range of capacity. And in fact, I need to pull back to heal my nervous system before it is ready to handle more. And so you will go into nervous system healing, okay? And so there's different answers for each person as to what it might be. And then you listen to that and then you take action on that. And the thing with expanding your range of capacity is that you do it in really small, subtle little ways, day by day. You notice the way you might avoid or shrink back or stay small or be stuck, that you might actually be rejecting the things that you say you want. And then in those moments, those are hot little moments. In those moments, you consciously notice what you're doing and you do one thing differently to behave, think, feel the opposite. And in that moment, you expand yourself like a balloon, you expand your range of capacity and the ceiling lifts. And your mind records in your memory that you did it. Your body records in your nervous system that you did it. You congratulate yourself that you did it, and you have a new set point, and your range of capacity in that moment has literally expanded and reset. The ceiling has reset to a higher level, and you rinse and repeat and you go again. And every time a shadow comes up that is a block to allowing deservedness, safety, capability, logistics, responsibility, and stewardship, you make a choice in that moment to stay under a small ceiling and be stuck and can't breathe and can't allow any more in because there's just no space to receive more of what you want. Or in that moment, you make a choice to think differently, feel differently, and behave differently. And as you do, your mind records it into your memory, your nervous system records it, you congratulate yourself, you feel emotionally better, and in that moment you have created a ballooning expansion of your range of capacity to handle more, absorb more, and steward more, and so it goes again. So all I want you to think about is this: you literally, as a soul, as an energy being, like, you're not even a physical body. Your physical body is like not even who you are. You are this incredible energetic creature who's poured into a body that looks like it's physical matter. You are a divine, infinite being with a capacity to handle a huge amount of blessings that it would blow your mind. And it is the small self, being the conditioned mind, the emotions that are stuck in you, and the nervous system that is saying no to more. Okay? And you can lead lovingly, consciously lead your mind, your emotional system, your nervous system, your body to an expanded range of capacity, so you can play with life, have more fun, have more magic, enjoy more things, and expand and expand and expand and expand. But you have to lovingly lead yourself for that to happen. Otherwise, the human being nature is to loop in patterns on habitual autopilot, keeping at the same range of capacity, receiving and allowing in only the same as before, and wondering why there's not more. There is more. And you are going to allow yourself to receive it, absorb it, logistically handle it, and steward it forward into new frontiers of your life. And all you have to do is say yes. So just choose today, right now with me now, just say out loud, yes. Yes, more. Yes, I am capable of more. Yes, I am expanding my range of capacity. Yes, I am willing to be responsible. Yes, I'm allowing to let it in. Yes, I am worthy of it. Yes, it's safe to have it. Yes, I can logistically figure out to handle it. Yes, I'm going to back myself that I can. Yes, I'm going to understand that I am so much more than this person that I have been to date, and I am capable of receiving more, and I'm capable of loving more and expanding my life into whole new frontiers. I hope this has inspired you as to what might be possible for you. If you need more help with this, you can reach out to me. Come over to my website, www.bernadettelogue.com, Logue.com. You can also email me, support@bernadettelogue.com. You are very welcome to come and join the Soul Odyssey program, where we get into soul alignment and we clear all the conditioning that keeps you small and suppressed, and we expand you into your fully expressed soul self for a life of purpose, fulfillment, and magic, so that you can create, expand, and receive more, be more of your full soul self, contribute more into this beautiful world. You're also welcome to reach out to me via email about private coaching, and I can let you know what the availability is at the time that you reach out and give you more details about that. Otherwise, I am looking forward to seeing you again really soon for the next episode. Thanks for listening to Practical Spirituality with B. I'll talk to you next episode for more spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic.